at my parents' house, and they are not pickling, but they are preserving tomatoes, and they have fresh tomatoes from their garden. So it is something that if you have never done tomatoes fresh in preserved, they are amazing. We can get tomatoes at any time of the year in this day and age, but when they are in season, tomatoes are amazing. Now, this will help you to have that great taste of summer tomatoes at your house at any time that you want to. Now, she's gonna show us step by step what they're doing. Most of it is gonna be in Spanish, but I'll try to give you a few tips in English. You have to try this, they are amazing. The first step is peeling the tomatoes. For this, you will need some kind of netting or cheesecloth. My parents, used to growing up with little, use a lemon bag. Place the tomatoes in boiling water for just a minute. And then remove them and cool them under cold running water. This will help you with peeling off the skin of the tomato. Have your canning jars ready with 1 generous teaspoon of coarse kosher salt and basil or any other seasoning you like. After peeling the tomatoes, cut them in half. My dad is an expert in peeling and cutting. In Argentina, they will can over 250 jars of tomatoes per season. They will also can cucumbers, peppers, sweet peaches, and pears. Fill the jar 3/4 of the way and add 1 tablespoon of sugar, and then continue adding more tomatoes to the top. Make sure you close the lids very tightly. My parents boil the canned tomatoes outside. It's not only a tradition with them, but also it keeps your house cool during the hot summer months. Use kitchen towels, old sheets, or whatever fabric you have to separate each jar. That way the jars are not touching each other. This will prevent the jars from rubbing against each other and cracking during the boiling time. Fill the pot with water, covering the jars. My parents also add an extra layer of kitchen towels to cover them. After all that work, you don't want your jars to crack. Bring the water to a boil. This is going to take some time. Once the water comes to a boil, continue to boil for 15 more minutes. Remove the pot from the fire and let the jars cool down in the water. Never ever open any jar or can that has been boiling. The pressure inside the jar can explode when you're trying to open it, or even the contents can badly burn you. My parents lived for the first 40 years of their lives in a farm in Mendoza, an Argentinian province or state dedicated to agriculture. They grew up planting and harvesting tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and all kinds of vegetables, as well as fruit trees and vineyards. And even though destiny took them to Buenos Aires and then to the United States, and they had to change their shovels and plows for other tools, they will always turn any small plot of land into a vegetable garden. Here in North Carolina, and with almost another 40 years after leaving their native Mendoza, my parents continue gardening and eating from the product of the land. My dad, dedicated to his vegetables, and my mom with their plants and flowers.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Mom.
Bye.
It is almost impossible to leave my mom's house without her giving you something to take home. This time is basil and fresh, ripe tomatoes from their garden.
Oh, estos tomates. Hoy fue el día de los tomates, el Día Nacional de los Tomates.
Bueno, mami, besito.
Bueno,
Chao.
chao. Saludito.
Una vez que el tomate esté listo para comerse, a few weeks after canning the tomatoes, they will be ready to eat. But it's best to wait for a couple of months. I like to prepare a simple salad with the canned tomatoes. I just add thinly sliced onions, olive oil, and salt. This tomato salad is great as a side dish for a steak or chicken. The sweetness of preserved tomatoes intensifies with the canning process, and this easy-to-make salad will become one of your favorites. Y es una ensalada deliciosa.